Hello, it's me, Powerful Swagger, and we're gonna do us another Reddit reading. The title for this story is Am I the a-hole for telling my brother he's wasting his life and needs to get it together? I chose this story because I have a bunch of siblings. It was posted 4 hours ago, so it's a ongoing thing. So yeah, let's get into it and see what we think. So, my younger brother, 19 male, moved in with me, 22 female, a few months ago after dropping out of college. He spends all day gaming and scrolling through social media while I'm busting my ass at work. I come home to a messy apartment and him still in his pajamas. Sounds like he's not carrying his own weight in the house he just moved into, so that's not very good. But I've always been someone who believed, if you live somewhere, whether you're making money or not, you help keep the place clean because you exist there too. I've tried talking to him about maybe getting a job or doing something productive, but he always says he's taking a break or figuring things out. Sounds like he might be depressed to a certain extent. Yesterday, I came home after a 10-hour shift to find the sink overflowing with dirty dishes, trash everywhere, and him yelling at his game because he lost a match. I asked if he could at least help keep the place clean, and he snapped that it's not a big deal. Yeah, so it sounds like he isn't ready to fully grow up. He's still trying to act like a child. That's when I kind of lost it. I told him he's wasting his life, that time's flying by, and he's gonna regret it if he doesn't start doing something now. I might have said he's being a freeloading bum and needs to grow up. He got super defensive and said I'm being harsh and don't understand what he's going through. Now things are awkward at home and I'm wondering if I was too hard on him. Am I the a-hole for pushing him like that? It sounds like she could have went about it a bit better, because it does sound like he was in college, he was trying it. Maybe it was too much for him. He was failing his classes, whatever. He ended up dropping out for some reason, and it's very likely that's affecting his mental state as well. So his depression is probably getting to him to a certain extent. Not that that's an excuse. When my depression started getting to me to where I didn't want to do anything, I found a therapist and started going to therapy and started taking the steps to try and make myself not keep feeling that way, so that I didn't always feel like a waste. Which it kind of seems like that's what's going on with him right now. Is he's super depressed because things aren't going the way that he thought they would, and now he's not sure what to do, and he's kind of just spinning his wheels doing nothing because he doesn't want to focus on what's going on, which that's also not a it's not a terrible coping mechanism, as long as you are still like if you live at somebody's house, and you should contribute in some way or another. And if it, like she said, it's only been a few months. So yeah, it seems like he's just super depressed, and she might have wanted to, instead of being like, hey, what the fuck, you're wasting time, do better. She probably should have sat down with him like, hey, I know this just happened to you, and the last few months you haven't seemed to really been doing all that much. So is there something going on that we need to discuss that might, help you? And try and have a conversation about it. He is 19, so at 19 you should, depressed or not, especially if you're living at someone's house, you should clean to a certain extent. Again, I get depression beats cleaning sometimes, which is again fine, but it sounds like he's not ever doing anything to clean up after himself. And like she said, I came home after a 10-hour shift to find the sink overflowing with dirty dishes, trash everywhere, and him yelling at a game because he just lost a match. Was it not like this 10 hours ago before he left? Did he dirty all these dishes to make it such a big pile? Did he just throw trash everywhere? How bad was your house beforehand? Has she been not cleaning up after him, so it's been trash the whole time? Because it just seems weird, the way she words it, it was clean in the morning, and then when I got home, it was just beyond utterly trashed. So it sounds like everyone sucks here to a certain extent, just because, like I said, she could have been, it sounds like he's depressed, and she probably could have, came at it a different way other than shaming him about it. Let's see what some of the comments say. The first one, not the a-hole. Time for you to set some boundaries. You need to give him a time limit on getting a job and a rule about house cleaning. If he is not working after 30 days or does not clean up after himself daily, he will receive an eviction notice. It's time he starts acting like a young adult. He can find himself while being responsible, and maybe working a generic job will prompt him to go back to school or find a trade skill he can learn. That's a good point. She responded, I agree, but the thing is, he doesn't listen to me. He's the youngest and the parents' favorite, which is why they get angry at me for being harsh on him. Somebody replied to that, then sent him back to your parents, which is what I would say. See, I thought like their parents weren't in the situation. Yeah, that's the line I would draw. Like, hey man, you either got to start cleaning up and keeping the house clean since you're not working, or you got to find a part-time job or something to help pay bills and stuff, or, after 30 days, like the first person said, yeah, you got to go back to mom and dad's or find somewhere else to go. That's not unreasonable. So yeah, I would say, like I said, I feel both him more than her. Well, no, I wouldn't even say that, because it seems like he's really depressed and that's stopping him from doing things. So it's not fully on him. It is and it isn't, because, you do gotta take steps to better yourself even when you're depressed and stuff. But if she's talked to him multiple times, like, hey, you gotta at least clean so that I don't have to do as much when I get home from work, and he's not doing it, that's depressed or not, he is an adult. Kind of. Not to shoot down, people that are super young, but your brain doesn't stop developing until 25. So even though legally we say 18 is an adult, barely. Same thing with her, she's only 22. She's still developing as well. So that's why I could get, thinking about that. That's why she's probably been a bit more harsh about it than she should have been, because she's not thinking about, the impact towards him. Because, yeah, younger people don't, have the forethought, or I can't think of the word, but the ability to think outside of themselves and how they affect everyone around them. So both of them, are a bit to blame, because they're not actually trying to look at it from the other person's point of view, which you should always try and do, especially when you live together, because, yeah, living together is very intimate, and it can get stressful if you don't try and coexist properly. And, yeah, it sounds like she's been real blunt, like I said, so she could have gone about it a bit different. It sounds like her brother is depressed. So, yeah, I'd say they both kind of suck, because, yeah, they should be looking at each perspective, and being siblings, she should be more aware of, oh, he's going through this problem in life, so he's really depressed, and that's an issue, and he needs help. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. Comment down below, let me know what you think, and we can have a conversation. I appreciate everyone clicking on this video, and remember, try to be kind out there.